Ready.
All right. Well, I'm Chris Danner. I'm your Superstar Director along with Dawn Spencer. And as always, we love having you guys monthly on these calls. Tonight, we are really, really honored. We have Marlo from the home office. And I remember like the first time that I met Marlo. Marlo's been with Scentsy for over 12 years, like almost 12 and a half years. But Marlo started out as a wellness and fitness instructor in the home office. So I think I went to a Superstar Director retreat. Maybe Dawn, were you there? And like there were always wellness activities. And so
Yeah.
I feel like I got to know Marlo or met her a few times in the home office for those. And even they brought Marlo on some of our incentive trips and just different events. And she was always so full of energy and so inspiring. But she's kind of progressed and advanced. Well, not kind of, but in a big way with Scentsy, and she's expanded her roles with Scentsy. Um, she actually was spearheaded to run the consultant wellness program. So that was a promotion that she took with Scentsy over her 12 and a half years. And then most recently, she has joined the training department. So we welcome Marlo here with a breadth of knowledge, and she's done a lot of additional certifications and taken additional classes to really expand and help our consultant base in our training department. So we're really, really thrilled to have Marlo tonight. But I asked Marlo to tell us something that maybe no one would ever know about her. And I thought this was such a cute story, but something about Marlo that most people wouldn't expect is that at one point in time, she was a whitewater river guide on the Colorado River. Okay. And she actually met her husband while she was doing that job. And what she shared is, and I'm not sure I have to ask you this, Marlo, but she flipped a raft and she got stuck in like swirling water. And I guess her husband like rappelled down and saved her. But like, was he just the guy that you didn't meet? Or was he actually
No,
your husband when he did that?
no, he was not my husband. So he was a guide with me. And it was actually the second year that we ran. And I'm not going to give you the whole story because maybe this will be an SFR thing one year because it's a pretty entertaining story. But he had invited a bunch of college buddies. And when he said, "Hey, Marlo, do you want to go on this trip? It's going to be me and all my guy friends." And I'm like, "Of course I'm there." And anyways, and so he was on the raft that was before me. I went on the other raft. We took these little boats and we were paddleboarding, or we were paddling, not rowing the raft. Anyways, I got stuck in this cove, and so they were already down, but they saw us flip, and everybody else went downstream, and I got caught in this thing called the Room of Doom. Anyways, he came up, climbed down, rappelled down in, and was able to basically rescue me. And yeah, anyways, and I thought, oh my gosh, he was kind of a jerk before. And I was like, then he just cared so much, and he like totally took care of me the rest of the day. And it was amazing. And, I decided to give him a chance. So yeah,
Wow. Well, I
without all
guess
the details.
you're lucky and he's lucky too.
Yeah.
Cute story. Super fun. I love it. I love it. Well, Marlo, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your time this evening. We're thrilled to have you. So tell us, how are we going to get excited and how are we going to plan and prepare to earn this amazing trip? Because I know people are dying to know on our team how to do this.
Okay, well, I'll jump right into it. If I can share my screen.
Let me,
Dawn, can you turn that on?
yep.
Okay.
I'll make you the host, I think. Oh, allow, I don't know, they switch things around, but allow to record, let's see. I'll just make you a host.
Okay, perfect. Okay, wait, still not working. There we go.
Yep.
Whoa, let me shrink that down. And can you guys see that
Yes.
image? Perfect. Yep. Okay, so incentive. I just thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here. We do these trainings from time to time, and I love doing them because I like connecting with you guys. since I've been with Scentsy, it's probably my most favorite thing when I get to go on some of these trips, on any of the trips, because that's our time that we get to know you guys on a more personal level and hear your stories. And it just inspires every one of us at the home office. And so to get to be able to do these trainings is really amazing. So I hope you guys are as excited as we all are about this incentive trip. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the trip's qualifications, and some things that will hopefully help you accomplish this goal. So I want to start out with one question for all of you. What motivates you about this current incentive? If you would put it in the chat or come off mute, either way would be great. What motivates you about this particular incentive? Always wanted to go to Greece. Amen there, sister. Fun location. Yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Never been on a cruise. Love that. Super fun. Lots of food. I love a cruise because I think you have all your entertainment in one spot. So that's awesome. And Greece does look amazing. Oh, and I want to earn my first incentive. That's awesome. So since this call, we're not going to be going through all the basically the trip specifics, but I do want to make sure where you know to find all the information. So let me take this, go ahead and scroll to our next screen. So let's take a quick look at the current incentive breakdowns. Actually, yeah. So if you go to the Scentsy dashboard, let me pull that up. There we go. And you click on more, it's going to give you a drop down and you're going to click on incentives. And then from that point, you'll see a landing page with an overview. It's got a tracker, including a link to download. And then you can print one if you'd like, as well as an FAQ. And then let's quickly look at those 5 levels of what those look like. Whoops, let's go back. There we go. So if you want to earn level 1, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, but we'll just do a quick overview. So level 1 is registration for Scentsy Family Reunion. So your total points that you're going to need is 15,000 and your required sponsoring points are 500. Level 2 is a trip for 1, flights not included, and it's 25,000 total points needed and then 3,000 for those required sponsoring points. Level 3, trip for 1, flights included, and it's going to take 40,000 points as well as 3,000 sponsoring points. And then level 4 is that trip for 1, flights included plus guest, but flights are not included for the guest. And the total points needed are 50,000, and then the required sponsoring points are 6,000. And then the last one, level 5, trip for 2, flights included. That's like the big deal. Total points included 65,000 and required sponsoring points are 6,000. So super awesome on what that looks like. Now, Chris did send me what your tracker that a lot of you guys use. I love this. This is actually, we were going to send this out to you guys as well in our file. So I have a Google file at the end that has some pictures and a tracker. So love this. This is super awesome. You guys get to pick and choose what you use to track your points, right? And we're going to break it down a little bit more. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty. This is probably going to be back to Chris, your team, of what you want to do specifically, but we're going to give you some tips here. But I want to quickly look at the how to earn tab. There's plenty of things to see on the incentive pages, and I'll let you do that on your own time. But something I want to be sure to point out is if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll see some point breakdowns by starting title for someone hoping to earn a trip for 1 with flights included. You can use these numbers and information to inform your plan. So all these things are on the workstation and then on the training center for you. And then looking at these numbers, I know it can stir up a lot of different feelings. And I know that your leader and your team are all here to support you. Sharing how you feel can be pretty powerful and very unifying. So if you're comfortable, I'd like you to throw out one word how how it describes how you feel so far about the incentive. What's one word that you can think of right now about how you're feeling about this? Is it overwhelmed? Is it excited? Okay, yes, intimidated. Yes, overwhelmed. I don't do well with numbers. They terrify me. Yeah, a lot. Nervous, excited, overwhelmed, scared. Yeah, how am I going to do this? Determined. These are all really great things. Absolutely. Yes, thanks for putting that in there. It's really great to put it out there. I think I teach a lot of mindset stuff with Scentsy, and self-awareness, I always think, is one of the number one first things that you can do to help you get through it or set a plan and get on the other side of it. Remember that incentives are designed to stretch you. So just like when you're working out, you're building muscle, or you learn something new, you learn a new skill, or you're building relationships, things might get difficult. But when things get difficult, you're uncomfortable, right? But when you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow. We hear that all the time, but man, there's so much truth to it. So it's up to you, though, to decide if you're going to have a defeatist attitude and say, it's just too hard, or I'm out, I'm not even going to try. Or if you're going to have a resilient attitude and you're going to be like, challenge accepted, bring it on. I can totally do this, but it's up to you how you want to approach it. So think about it. We don't want to get stuck in that way that we feel. So if you don't already have a pen out, grab a pen, something to write with, because I want to go through and create what we like to call the C6 plan. Of course, this method could work for all kinds of goals, but today we're going to focus in on incentive learning. So the first C of our C6 plan, oh, there's just a little quote from Heidi, by the way, before we get on our first C. It says, whether we need to be hungry for our transformations, because whether they are born of passion or despair, they define us. We found that the other day and I was like, oh, so good. Heidi has so many great things that she said in the past. Okay, but our first C in our C6 plan is clear. You need to be clear about what you want and how you're going to earn it. So if your goal is number 3, state that as your goal. Okay, do you want to go back? Let's look and see what those goals are again. What is your goal? Is it level 3? Is it level 4? Think about what speaks to you. Which one do you want to earn? Okay, I'm going to go back. So whether you develop your plan specifics, it can be helpful to work backwards. Consider what needs to happen monthly, what needs to happen weekly, daily to achieve your goal. So instead of just saying, I need to earn 30,000 points, how much PRV is that monthly? And how many parties or fundraisers do you need to have monthly in order to hit that target PRV? The more clear you get at identifying exactly what you need to earn the incentive, the more likely you're setting yourself up for success. I love that you guys are posting level 5, level 4. We'll be thrilled to hit level 4. Love that. So a good place to start is, like I said, identifying that goal. So if you haven't identified it yet, I'm encouraging you to write down what level is it you want to earn, because you want to put that out there. You got to start putting it out there, write it down, put it somewhere in your office so that you can continue to move forward. Okay, the next C in our C6 plan is concise. So if your plan is confusing, it will be harder to stick to. So make your goals and plan as concise as possible. So there are many ways to earn points, right? I love that Scentsy lets you pick and choose where you want to focus and how you can treat it. You treat it kind of like it's buffet style, right? You get to pick your path. So, however, just remember you're not intended to do it all, but the more concise you keep it, the easier it will be to stick to it. So really narrow it in. All right, the third C of your C6 plan is compelling. When you start in on something hard, it needs to drive you. So the compelling aspect is essentially your why for earning the trip. We talk a lot about this at Scentsy. Our incentive trips themselves are pretty compelling. Greece is pretty compelling all on their own. But I want to encourage you to dig a little deeper and think of exactly what it is that's compelling to you to work really hard and finish strong. So what makes this one more compelling to you? What do you think? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I mean, maybe you want to earn it for a spouse, significant other, and you want to be able to surprise them with a trip. Maybe you just want to prove it to yourself. Chris, so trip of a lifetime with my hubby of 30 years. Oh, absolutely. I can't believe you've been married 30 years. You look too young.
That's very sweet of you.
I hit 35 next week, so I'm like, it's quite the accomplishment.
That is awesome.
Okay. Oh, I love these that are coming in. So I just want to do this for me. I love that. I was so close to that Alaskan cruise. I'm still kicking myself in the butt. I need this for me. I love that. Never been on an incentive trip. Yes, I want to say I earned it. I thrive for reward, but I'm not a traveler. Oh, so it's getting over a hump too of traveling, which is so good. I want to prove to myself that I can do it. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, make it compelling. Oh my gosh, 23 years in October. That's crazy. I want to go on vacation. Never been on an incentive trip. Incentive trips, I'm sure you've all heard, they're amazing. They're cool. The room drops, the experience. Scentsy does an amazing, amazing job. And then you'll never want to miss one ever again. So just throwing it out there, 6 months, it is a big chunk of time, right? It's on one goal. It's a lot. And there will be times when you feel discouraged or even burned out in those moments. So I just encourage you to think, you guys all know who Dolly Parton is, right? We were coming up with our training. I was like, just chuckling a bit because I'm like, we're quoting Dolly Parton today. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. But I thought it's so true, right? If you don't like where you're on, or you don't like what you did last time, because somebody said they didn't earn the Alaska trip, change it up. What can you do better? Do something else. Make it better this time. Okay, and our fourth C is consistency. Every day matters in this endeavor. So if you go into this incentive period with a mindset of procrastination, what are you going to get? You're going to get behind, right? You put that out there. Don't put the negative out there. Don't put the, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'll get to it next week. Avoid that desperate pushing into January and start with concerted effort right now in August, because it will make the difference. So I'm curious with you guys right now, what do you do to stay consistent just in your business right now? What are some of the habits that you do to stay consistent? Would you throw that in the chat? I know you guys do consistent things. Okay, post in VIP every day. Awesome. Does anybody check their reports every day? Follow up maybe. Okay, post on my personal page. I check mine a lot. I love it. Daily tracker and do a power hour every day. Awesome. So when you look at some of these things, are these things that are going to help you to earn the incentive? Yeah, right? Sometimes it's not like doing this whole big, new, huge thing. It's about doing those simple habits that we need to be consistent every day in order to achieve this goal. I love that. Other samples to locals, constantly asking people if they want to order. Absolutely. One-on-one interaction with customers online and through text. Consistency, I think, is one of the biggest things, because that is what's going to help you. The day-to-day is what's going to help you earn that bigger goal. Okay, the fifth C is committed. So think of this as like making a pinky promise with yourself. Decide now what you're going to do and what it's going to take and how you're going to push through on those hard days. Even when you're feeling uninspired and you're feeling tired, even when you feel like I don't like it, or that you have setbacks or disappointments, think of how you're going to push through that. What commits you to push through that? Because we know that a party's going to flop. We know that, somebody on the team's going to quit. How are you going to stay committed? And you can't rely on motivation to carry you through this earning period. You will always not be motivated, unfortunately. Sometimes I get a little crazy with you can do it, you can stay with it. And I don't want to have that, as they call toxic positivity. But I do think you have to figure out kind of that underlying support for yourself of how am I going to stay committed? What makes me feel committed? In one of my mindset trainings, we talk about commitment, and you think of bigger things, deeper things like marriage or having children or building a home. And sometimes it's signing a contract. Do you need to sign a contract with somebody else? Do you need to say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to do this? Think about what makes you really committed, so that will help you power you through to stay committed. All right, the next one, the final C, is courage. So we touched on this a bit already, but I think it's important to reiterate the importance of your mindset. Remember that courage isn't a lack of fear or discomfort. It's acting despite fear and discomfort to come out on top. So I want you to think for a minute. I mean, you can kind of think of like growth mindset versus fixed mindset, because I know a lot of you have been in those trainings. But let's take a fear statement that maybe might come up in this process, and how do you flip it into like an affirmation or a growth mindset statement? So if somebody comes up and says, it looks too hard, so I'm not even going to try. What could you flip that to be more of an affirmation? It looks too hard, so I'm not even going to try. What could be a courageous statement that you'd say instead? I need to improve at following up and going live. I don't know if that was for this one or if it was for, I think it was before for the other one. What could you say? I'm going to break this into smaller goals. Oh, I like that. Really good. Okay, here's another one. I've tried everything. Why would this time be different? It's going to be a challenge, but I got it going up. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to go for it. Yes, it's not hard. You just need the dedication and commitment to doing a few small tasks each day. Yes, absolutely. You need to at least try it before you give up quickly. Yes. All right, let's do one more. There's no way I can get those sponsoring points. That's not familiar, is it? Change your mindset and figure out a way to make it work for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else? Each no brings you that close to yes. Yes. Yeah, we kind of got to prep ourselves to put ourselves in that mindset. So when it does come up, put those affirmations, those growth mindset statements up there, so it keeps you focused and dialed in to have that courage to move through and push through when things get hard. Yeah, Chris, if you don't offer the opportunity, the answer is always no. Amber, if you don't try, you definitely won't get there. Yes. So your C6 plan is pretty personal to you. And if we had hours, we could walk through all the details of them together. But I encourage you guys to take your notes from today, find a quiet spot, and go through and create your own plan. I'm not going to create it for you. Chris isn't going to create it for you. I'm not sure how your team works. Maybe there's a plan already out there. But what I would like you to do, I know it's not going to happen overnight, but can you commit right now to say, I'm going to create a plan by Sunday or Monday of what this is going to look like for me to earn this incentive trip? Can you put that in the chat? Like, what day are you going to have this plan outlined of what you need to do? What do you think? Monday, Sunday?
Well, we should about to speak for this.
Sunday. Great. Great. Commit to yourself. Put a deadline of putting this plan together, because I'm telling you, the quicker you get a jump on it, the better it's going to be. Tiffany says, I've already been working on it. It's in my mind every day. I love it. Oh, Chris has already have my outline completed. Yes. Highlighted in my calendar. Yes. These are all great things. Okay. So here's just a couple more tips. that hit recruiting hard right now. Hit it in this earning period. It can be more of a challenge for a November, December recruit to hit sensational start with the craziness of the holidays. But if they join now with the transition month and then new catalog next month, followed by, you know, our huge fall holiday season, that new recruit will be set up for success. And then for you, be prepared to learn, experiment, try new things that you haven't done in a while. Maybe you did something that worked 5 years ago that you can do now. Many consultants find success this time of year by partnering with their community and hosting fundraisers. That's a really big thing to go on. Other consultants do special programs, like they do their own subscription boxes, events, parties. You may want to just do the above all approach and do all of them and have different income streams coming in. Think about the Whiff Box, Scentsy Club, Scent and Warmer of the Month, LTOs, catalog. Bottom line, you got to put in the work. It is work. It is not going to be easy. Don't think it's going to be easy. The people that earn these trips have definitely put in the work. And I believe that goals are really most effective when you have a support system. The fact that you guys are all on here today just shows the support that you have for one another. But I want you to ask yourself, who will help me get there? If you want to share your goals and your milestones, who could be an accountability partner with you or a pacing partner? And then think about, okay, if you do want to take somebody, are they that accountability partner that maybe would be a good person to hold you accountable? You could look at other consultants on your team or outside of your team that maybe are working towards the same goal. They speak the same language about this. Nothing says you have to only have one accountability partner as well. You could have several accountability partners, but great things happen when you open up and you let others jump in, see your heart, your desires, and work towards the same goal. When you look for an accountability partner, I am curious, what do you look for in that partner? Like, what are some traits that you look for? Positive, okay. Someone to keep me on track. I like it. Anything else? Are they goal-oriented? Yeah. I mean, if you're inviting a spouse, they're definitely going to hold you accountable. I would think. Same goal mindset, similar rank. Someone who shows up to work, yes. Someone working their business similar to me, yeah. I would probably add honest, straight shooter, right? Give it to me straight. Call me out if I'm not doing it. Okay, I love all this. Someone who can kick me in the butt when I need it. Yes, most definitely. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you guys with a short but profound message as you go into the incentive period and beyond, with a little message from Steve Harvey. Let me pull this up. Oh, there's all of our C6 plan. Let me click on the next one. Let's see, it's going to take a second to load. Hopefully it works. If not, I have a backup. Oh, it's going to work. Awesome. Okay, here it is.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen nowhere under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up, no matter what.
Right? So when you have that turn back moment, remember your plan, remember your reasons, and remember the people who support you.
Everybody has a turn.
No, we're changing that. And because we support you at the home office, and we know all that you're working for, we put together a little folder of inspirational folders or inspirational pictures to help you visualize this incentive trip. We've also included a tracker that might help to accomplish that goal. So you can scan this QR code. You might want to take a picture of it for later on. But it will have all these pictures of grease on there, and that way you can post it on your background of your computer, screensaver, as well as your phone. Just giving you a little bit more incentive to earn that incentive so that it's always top of mind. I will go ahead and send Chris the link to our Google Drive as well. And then she can send it out to you guys. We'll have all of the pictures and the trackers in there as well.
Yeah, press the two side buttons instead of the.
Can everyone make sure that you're muted, please?
Yes,
Somebody's
fine,
talking
fine.
in the background. Thank you. Sorry.
All right.
No, thank you
No
for
worries.
thank you for also sending all of that over to me and to Dawn. I know we're on an email thread together too.
Yes. Yes, so I will get that Google link sent over so then you guys can have it and share it with your teams. And just so you guys know, I am not an expert on all the ins and outs of incentive, but we have all that information to you on the workstation on the training center with consultant support. They will be very helpful as well. But I want to open it up to questions. If you guys have any questions for me and I can answer, or somebody on the team can also answer.
Don't
I
be
will
shy,
share
you
it.
guys. Seriously, please feel
And
free
just so
to.
just so you guys know, I'm gonna reclaim host. So this screen will go down. Is that okay?
Mhm.
There, and I will stop sharing on that.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Marlo. That was
You're so welcome.
so motivating.
I will put the link though that I send to you guys. I'll put the link for the Google Drive, and then I'll also put the link in for the Steve Harvey video as well,
Cool.
for those of you guys that want it.
I liked one thing that you said too, Marlo, and I just wanted to add, I feel like it sounds redundant, but you mentioned the consistency key. And I truly feel that sometimes when we say that word consistency, a lot of people are intimidated by it. I think some people think consistency means a lot of hours every day. And I really just want to tell people, you might show up for 10 minutes some days, and maybe you just do one or two quick text message check-ins or follow-ups and run numbers on your report. And that's all you have time for. That is consistency. That counts. It's really opening your business, touching your business. And I always say, try to focus on income producing activities. How do you get more sales, book parties, create interest in new products, get new recruits, ask people to join your team. So I just kind of want to throw that in because I think it doesn't have to be hours. It could be 10 or 15 minutes, and that's it.
Absolutely. Great advice. Consistency, it's huge. It's huge. And you guys know that. I'm like, and it's always good to reiterate that. It's so important. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I mean, that is all for me. I really love being on here. Thanks you guys so much for having me. Super awesome. And I will get those things sent over to you guys.
Dawn and I, yes, you are the best. Thank you so much. I just wanted to let you guys know we're going to do the drawing. We can let Marlo have her evening back.
Okay.
And thank you again, Marlo, for your time this evening. I know on behalf of all of our teams, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Have a great night, you guys. Have fun. We'll talk to you soon. Can't wait to hear all the people earning the trip. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
She's awesome. So I'm going to share something with you guys real quick. I got to figure out how I can share my screen. They changed all the tools. Share. Oh, here it is, right in front of my face. But you guys, I don't know if you knew, but in 2014, Scentsy, well, 2013, Scentsy had an incentive to go to Greece for top earners. It was like top 100. And I ended up earning that. I wasn't top 100. I was probably like top 110. I'm not sure, but some people had dropped out. So I made it in. And I just wanted to share a picture. One participant. Oh, if I can figure out how to do it. Oh, here we go. of that. Baby Jeff and baby Dawn.
It's so
Um,
cute.
So yeah, and just to say, like, you guys, traveling Scentsy style is really there's nothing like it. Going on a trip like Greece, there's just nothing like it. The food take me back. Like, it's so worth the hard work. The people in Greece are wonderful. Most of them know English, so that was helpful. And one really cool thing that we learned when we were in Greece is that they they don't like tips. It's like offensive to tip at a restaurant, and they want you to stay as long as as long as possible. Like, it's the best, like, it's the best compliment to stay long at a restaurant, because it's telling them that they are doing a good job and that you're really enjoying your downtime. So it just was such a cool experience, and I would love to go back. And I would love for each one of you that are on this call and listening to the recording to just work really hard to do it, make that plan and do it. So,
Yep.
all right, let me go back out of there.
I love that picture of you guys, Dawn. That was,
Yeah.
would you say that was like one of your most favorite incentive trips that you've earned?
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
all been great, but there's just something special about that trip. We made a special, it was small, like there were only 100 people there. Well, 100 people plus their guests, so 200. Jeff and I had ended up going, I think we were in Athens, and we had decided to go to like a little fish bowl thing where you stick your feet in and they eat the dead skin cells on your feet. So while we were there, Heidi and Orville ended up walking by with their family, and they were like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And we ended up like sitting with them for the longest time. To this day, Orville remembers. And backstage, he actually said, "Hey, I think it's about time we go back to Greece." And this was before they announced that. This was at SFR. So I just thought that was really cool that he remembered that, that event that we ended up just stumbling
That's
upon.
so cool.
The little
That
things
is
that people
so
remember.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the experiences and interactions he has with consultants too, right? It's just so
Exactly.
amazing. They're so special. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that for you. That's super cool.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, it was really good. I think what Marlo shared to you guys is really, it's just really important for you to put yourself out of your comfort zone, make up your mind and set that plan in place, create the outline. And the bottom line is Don will agree, there have been years when we have set out, created plans, and strive to achieve an incentive, and we didn't earn it. But at the end of the day, that didn't mean we failed. I mean, at the end of the day, we tried, we worked our businesses, we earned more income for our families as a result of it. Like all the positive things that you want for your business to be stronger will be a side result of striving to earn the incentive. So even if you fall short, you're winning. You really are winning. I mean, the goal is to get to Greece. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to be completely transparent. Sometimes we work really hard for things and it may not be in the cards for us. And I just want to give you guys like, we're in this together. Let's do this together and agree we're going to work on it together. I know I am, and I'm nervous. I'm like, it's going to be really hard. But I just keep thinking, how amazing would it be to say I earned a trip for my husband and I to go to Greece? Like, can you even imagine telling your friends and family members that? They'd be like, what? No way. How good that would feel. Yes, no, maybe. Everyone's kind of like, I'm not sure. Are there any questions?
I was gonna say sorry, I was trying to focus on how many people were on the call so we can do our giveaway.
Oh, I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, did
Hello?
I say anything or no? Well, I am so excited that you guys have committed to coming on the call tonight. I hope you're even more excited about working to earn the trip. It is going to be hard. You are definitely going to have to sell a lot. You definitely need to sponsor, and you definitely need to help those new recruits get certified. So yeah, I love it. Everyone's like, abso-freaking-lutely, Sylvia. I love it. Yeah. I'm just, I want you guys so bad. I would love so much to see you guys earn this trip. I know how special these trips are. For those who have earned them, we know. We love them. It's almost like Yana. Yana's on here. She's earned several amazing trips. Maybe she wants to add something too. I mean, I think Yana was really close to being a top earner this year. I don't know what the cutoff was, but I'm pretty sure she was real close to getting to Bora Bora. She's like, yeah, it's a lot of work, right?
It's a lot of work, but it's obtainable.
Yeah.
So definitely just stick, like she said, 6 months is a really long time. That's like half the year. So, and it's going to be bananas. So just the points seem really like big, but even I just can't even wrap my head around doing 65,000 points. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm super overwhelmed
Yeah.
and I'm super procrastinating right now because I just am so overwhelmed instead of just like going balls to the wall with the business. So that's what I needed this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good, good. I know you're gonna earn it. I know how you are. You'll figure out a way. You've got the willpower. So I think Yana's a good one. I think there's a lot of people here. Yes, you do. You're like, so many of yes, I think it's a support system. And you find that in the Rise Together page and the Just Be Society. Our support system is there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to message people in the community and say, hey, I see that you're sharing this or that you're doing this. Tell me how you're doing this. How do you overcome the fear of asking people to join my team? That's what we're here for. Everybody wants to help each other. We all want to see each other win. So, you can ask me, you can ask Dawn, don't be afraid. We want to help, but ask others in the community because I know that they feel the same way too. Yeah. Amber's right. It's going to be very heavy on the sponsoring. I shared with my team last week, I had somebody buy their first Scentsy product from me. And when she got it, she was super excited about it. I just asked her to join Scentsy. I was like, she spent $50. I'm like, maybe you should do the business with me. And she's like, you know what? My husband's traveling a lot. I might consider it. And so she's like, let me use this for a little bit. Let me see. Like she was a first time user. And I was just like, would you ever consider doing a business like this? It's very out of my normal comfort zone. It was pretty upfront for me. But I think for sponsoring, that's a key is to go out of your comfort zone. And you need new recruits with this. So don't be afraid to ask people.
Yep. You need new recruits and you also need that consistency as well. Doing the 1,000 or more in PRV every month is gonna help get more points as well. But the more PRV you do, the more you recruit, all that stuff that we teach, all the basic stuff that we teach, it's gonna earn you a trip if you push yourself a little harder. So Nicole Ellis, I don't know if you read hers, but she said, I recently considered throwing in the towel because it's difficult for me to do live events since I can't drive and don't live near anyone who purchases from me occasionally. I keep finding it difficult to make sales. My husband helps me when he can, but he works up to 60 hours per week. This call has helped me give it another try. So kudos to you, Nicole, for showing up tonight and for pushing yourself and keep going. What did they say? That I had it here. If you give up, it guarantees it won't happen. Never give up.
Yeah.
So you showed up tonight and keep on, girl.
We're glad you're here. We are so glad that you're here. I think this is a wonderful community for you to be in. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to show up.
Each one of you, really. It's wonderful, the consistency to see that. And I heard something today, I can't remember who it was from, but she had talked about people that don't lose weight when they say they've tried everything, but I can't lose weight. And she's like, well, really, she's like, I'll be honest with you, what you're lacking is integrity. And I was like, ow, that's kind of painful to hear. But she was saying how we're quick to promise our neighbor that we'll help them with the meal, and we're quick to do this, and we're quick to give. But when it comes to us, we are quick to say, oh, I'll just start tomorrow, or that, nobody's gonna want to join my team, so I'm not going to ask anybody, like talking ourselves out of it and saying no to ourselves, when you guys don't realize like how a trip like this can help your marriage, or just give you that time away by yourself, to enjoy a vacation and enjoy some time just living life, So it's worth it to yourself to have that integrity, to keep going, and to not allow yourself to break a promise to yourself.
Yeah. That is such a good, powerful point. Like, I think of the women in us, we're so kind, generous, caring. So we always help everyone else despite what we have set for our own personal gains, right? So I love that you shared that. That's so true.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's okay to be a little selfish.
For sure. For sure. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
and
we have
Donna's stuffing
19.
her face with mac and cheese, and I'm having a cookie. So,
Ooh, who made you a cookie?
we had funny story. I was in the mood for chocolate chip cookies, and we do the little Toll House refrigerator, like the little round ones. Does
Yeah.
anyone do those? Because I like to do like 2 or 3 at a time, and they're fresh out of the oven. I love them that way.
They're so good.
And we ran out, and so I was like asking my husband to go. He's like, no, no. But I remembered that I had made cookie dough like a few months back, and I froze some of it. And so I pulled it out of the freezer, and we had fresh baked cookies
Hey,
tonight. So
look at
yeah,
you, Susie Homemaker.
yeah, yeah, not so much.
So I have 19 people that are on the call. I think they still are all on. So if you want to give me 2 numbers for our
Uh,
winners tonight.
okay, is today the 8th of the month?
Mm-hmm.
We'll pick number 8.
Okay.
And
Eugenia.
let's see.
I feel like, did I say that right, Eugenia?
Eugenia, yay, we missed her at
Yes,
Scentsy
you
Family
did.
Reunion.
I miss you.
Aw, she's out in Colorado. We sure did miss her. So, yay, Eugenia is going to get a gift card in the mail with a little Happy Meal, and then one more, right?
Yep.
Do one more. Let's see. Let's just do. I'll do 13.
That would be Kimberly Kessinger.
Yay!
That's me.
Awesome. So fun. Well, we'll send you a gift card too. Little surprise gift card. Little Happy Mail treats. So this was fun. Does anyone have any questions or comments that anything that they would like to share as we get ready to close tonight's call?
I love what Megan just said on over here. Did you read the chat? My husband and I have been in a rocky spot this year, and sorry, I have a frog. And taking the time to go to SFR has made us both step back and get some time away that we both needed. Thank you. Thank you for all the support from this group. if it wasn't for Scentsy, not sure if we would have been on a trip together that we have needed. I love that.
I love that. Yeah.
And it
It's
would, yeah, and when it's an incentive trip where you don't have to pay anything, that's icing on the cake.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Megan.
That is so awesome. This is where it always sounds a little weird, and I say this a lot. I do think this business is life-changing because of the community and the friendships and the support. This is like no other. You just don't find this in careers, corporate America. I maybe you do. I never did. And so to me it's special, and you guys are the reason for that. So thank you. It goes both ways. So I love hearing stories like that. So it's definitely changed my life. I know that. You guys probably think I'm a wackadoo when I say that, but I truly, this business has changed my life.
Changed my life, it saved my marriage more than once. So
Love that. Yeah.
Yep. Ditto. Ditto.
Mhm. So, all right, who's gonna earn this trip? Let's do this. You all can do this. We can do this. It's gonna be hard, but we are gonna do this. So
We
let's
can
make
do
it
hard
happen.
things.
For sure. For sure. Final challenge, your plan, your outline, whatever date you said that you were going to complete it by. If you want an accountability partner, if you want to, help finding a partner, if you want to reach out to myself or Dawn or Yana or your sponsor or your director, share with them the plan and ask them for advice on how to make that plan a reality. Because I can't make the plan for you. Dawn can't make the plan for you. You have to make the plan, and then we can give you tips and tricks along the way. And that's really how it's going to work. And we can coach you up along the way. So send it over, send it to your sponsor, send it to somebody you trust who will hold you accountable. Okay. Okay.
Love it.
All right. Let's get busy. Love you all. I think that's all for tonight.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Talk
Good
to y'all
night.
soon. Oh.